It seems that more pros have been cheating than ever before, and this might be the reason why. Let's take a deeper look. Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, Time is But a Window. Now, I've been in the Counter-Strike scene for a long time, but never in the history of me playing or watching this game have I ever experienced so many cheaters in leagues and tournaments. For example, during the Open Qualifier, there was over 30 cheaters banned. On top of that, we have cons getting banned from the European Pro League. And even more recently, cheat accusations towards a team called Pera, though no one has officially been banned yet from this team. So in today's video, I'm going to gather all the evidence I can and see if it's substantiated. First, let's start with one of the players from the Open Qualifier. Now really in this first clip, the only thing I really find suspicious was that kill when the guy drops down through the smoke. Now this next clip isn't quite as blatant. You'll see that he makes his way through water and he kind of looks overly aware of the CT's location. He kind of aims at him through the box there for a moment, and then he just kind of jiggles at an off angle here as if he knows someone's watching this until he comes out when the guy was looking the other direction. Now this next clip is pretty crazy. As he makes his way over here towards short, he just seems to know that there is one guy getting boosted up here on the left hand side at that exact moment. He isn't quite able to hit the shot, but it's the awareness that's absolutely through the roof. Now on this round we have another boost situation where he seems a little bit more aware of it than he should be. A flash does come over though and he gets blinded, so he gets into this corner here. But watch it how he just peeks out and instantly one-taps Jerry over there. Now in this clip we're going to be checking out Nexi, who seems to be overly aware of this terrorist peeking out on the right side. Nexi was also banned for cheating, and it's hard to believe that two guys were cheating on this team at the Open Qualifier. Now, while I think there was plenty of evidence to convict Shinshoot for cheating, I'm not exactly sure that one clip would be enough for Nexi, but I'm sure there was more out there. I just couldn't find it. So we can clearly see that there actually was cheating in the Open Qualifier. But what about the pro that was convicted of cheating? Now, this 17-minute video was actually posted by the European Pro League, the league in which he was banned from. And it goes into a lot of depth analyzing his demo.
This may not look suspicious, but he will always have like the miraculous timing when to push A.
Now, after watching this guy's gameplay, it's pretty obvious that this guy is using some kind of radar hack. He is not using a wall hack, he is not staring at people through walls or even keeping his crosshair near people, but he seems to have an exact timing of when people are passing by him and when to get up behind people.
Right now, it would be more suspicious with X-ray, but he stops up here just to see if Kristen walks in here, and then he pushes, so he misses him, but he's still like aware, super aware of him without even hearing him.
It's almost as if he's using these glasses right here. Sure, they look like normal glasses at first, but as you take a closer look, you can see that there's a little augmented reality radar on the bottom which shows everyone's positioning. This is definitely one way you could see pros getting away with cheating on LAN. And as time goes on, getting away with cheating is only going to become that much easier.
This one here, he buys a deagle, just casually clears this right side here. With X-ray first here, he is pushing, and then he decides to turn back because Nitro is peeking A main.
Now here it does look like a wall hack the way that he pre-lines him up when he peeks out.
Pre-fire to a box and pre-fire again. Oh, did see him. And now he just pushes back because he can see they're moving on the minimap. Now he takes an angle where he's at least good for one. Again, as soon as they walk past him, he turns around and shoots one of them. A similar clip will be seen on Nuke as well later on, where he just have this inner clock when he needs to turn and walk past the enemies.
It's these kind of plays which make me believe that he does have a radar hack though, because how does he know the exact right time to turn around? Okay, so now let's switch over to Nuke. Here he's crossing outside to get to lower. He does spot out this guy in the smoke before he starts shooting, so there's nothing too suspicious about that. It gets a little bit more suspicious when he gets down here though. He seems to know about these two players up here, and he also seems to know when they're going to be pushing him.
So we have a guy in CT, double doors. mollies him up. Now the CTs are about to push him. Okay, now I gotta throw my flash and hide.
Now it really looks like he missed through that flash, but the truth is, the main thing is that he knew those guys were pushing up at that moment. On this round, it's pretty late in the round, and extremely late for a terrorist to be hiding where he is. And the fact that he peeks out and seems to know exactly where this guy is without any sound cues or anything is kind of suspicious. Now, in the final clip I have of Cons, you can see that he makes his way over here towards Mini, and he does a wide peek towards this guy towards the middle of sight instead of peeking the left-hand side. This is just a dead giveaway, as people often will hold from that HUD area, which you see later on in this round when he jiggle peeks the HUD area where an AWP is holding. Overall, through these two demos, there is definitely enough evidence, in my opinion, for them to have convicted him, which they did, of cheating. And with that, we move on to the latest scandal. The team Pera has been accused of using a radar hack. It also seems that they have previous bans from betting and match fixing, which brings us to this clip right here. Now, at first it looks like he's just absolutely obliterating the other team, but then all of a sudden, one guy crosses over here in middle. And for some reason, it takes him forever to react to it. The theory behind this is that he was looking at the radar hack and wasn't paying attention to what was in front of him. But in all honesty, there could have been any number of things in real life that could have distracted him from looking at a screen for a moment. And it would be far more convincing that that was proper evidence if it happened frequently. Now, as of recording this, Pera has not been banned yet. But let's look at this demo anyways. Well, actually, these two demos, they're supposedly the most suspicious of the demos, to see if there is any overwhelming evidence of cheating. Now, one of the things brought up is on pistol round, how they over-rotate over here towards the B site when the terrorists haven't actually been spotted out with bomb yet. Now, that being said, Korea actually seems to be rotating back over here towards the A site, but then redirects back over here as the bomb gets planted and shot through the smoke. Now, unlike a lot of accusations, this accusation includes the entire team, and because of that, you would assume that the entire team would be getting too much information. So what would be the point of him rotating back then in this situation? Is it just to play it off? Now we have another interesting moment where Deagle here hides behind this wall, and the timing of him peeking up, people have said, is a little bit suspicious because it's right as this terrorist is in view. He actually sees a little bit of the left side of him, and, you know, he peeks up just as he gets into that doorway. Now here's another round that's been getting a lot of scrutinization. So here we have an A take, and Camion over here is over here towards window room, over towards jungle. Nades over, spams into the smoke, not really on target with anyone or anything like that. And then he's going to fall back over here towards spawn in a moment. Now he is spamming over there towards the bomb plant box. There's a pretty known spam. Spams over there towards try box, and where he hears people spamming from. But then he comes over here towards CT spawn, and as he's coming over here, he does check behind him momentarily, and then makes his way over here towards the smoke. Now he's got a teammate over there in connector, and that teammate's going to be able to spot out those other two guys in sight here. But what's interesting is Camion sits here on the other side of that smoke and waits for this other guy to push through. Now, after that, he immediately pushes through and gets these 2 kills. Doesn't have a kit, so he doesn't quite have time to defuse the bomb. Now, this round, like I said, would probably be best explained from his teammate's perspective. At the beginning of the round, they do push middle, and he is kind of holding mid before they take that A site. Alright, so the take on A is happening now. His teammate makes his way over there towards jungle. That's going to be the one that goes through CT spawn. He throws some utility, but you can see Aaron is still watching over here towards mid and trying to make sure that nobody's going to be flanking them. Now he spams on the right-hand side, kind of spams at the terrorist a little bit, and then changes over there towards Trybox. One of the guys goes down, knows there's at least one guy on the right-hand side, does spawn him out a little bit so he can at least communicate that with his teammate. Now that's probably why his teammate was watching the smoke. He does spot one guy over here at Trybox, but that still leaves one guy left unknown at this time. Spamming this guy over at Trybox, plus the other guy out. His teammate pushes through, and his teammate's going to get that other kill. Doesn't quite get the defuse, like I mentioned before. But you can understand why he pushed through the smoke at the time he did, and why he was hesitant to push through originally, because he knew that one guy was playing on that side. And with that, now we're going to move on to another highly criticized round, this time on Ancient, which, I'm not going to lie, this is a pretty insane round, guys. This is a pretty insane round. Alright, so Aaron's going to make his way over here towards middle. He does spot one guy out. Second guy is seen by his teammates. He finishes him off, turns around, and kills this guy. He did hear this guy shoot his teammate from behind him, so he knew that guy was going to probably push up. And now he's in a 1v1 situation, and look how he plays this. He doesn't worry about mid. He knows that two guys pushed mid. Technically, there could only be one guy left, probably at the B site, but he could technically be over there and spawn, maybe rotating over. Either way, he had absolutely no doubts where this guy was going to come from, and no doubts that this guy was going to over-rotate. And he was just set up to take him down. Now, in my opinion, this might be the most suspicious of the rounds. Round 40. Yeah, round 40. This game went on for quite a while. Either way, his job here is really to watch over here towards the A flank, just in case anyone decides to push through. Like, his teammates are getting entry everywhere else. Got mid over there, and Donut, and meanwhile Camion's just supposed to sit back here and watch for any kind of push. Now, there is one guy pushing up over here, and him getting this kill isn't really that suspicious, because this does happen quite frequently in general. What is suspicious, however, is in a moment, another guy is actually going to be pushing through here. Now, his teammates are aggressive in mid, but no one should be able to get any sound cues or any kind of visual cues that there is a CT pushing over here. But somehow Camion seems to hold back here and know that there is a second guy pushing up. Now remember, the score is 19-20 right now, so everyone is pretty desperate to try to win this at this point. But yeah, up until this point, I haven't seen anything that was too suspicious, but that right there, to me, is the most suspicious thing I've seen so far. Now here's a post-plant positioning, and nothing too suspicious here. He's just going to be holding back passively and waiting for Juan to really initiate everything here. Juan makes some noise, and now he's going to get up there. Here's the bomb, peeks out, and he and his teammate are able to spray him down. Here we have by far the funniest round of the game. You can see a bunch of utility coming over here into middle, smoking everything off. Now Pera here is going to pull a nade to blow up the smoke, but they're going to send an AWP over here to pick it. Meanwhile, one of the CTs is going to be pushing his way through the smoke. So this Opera is going to get a massive surprise. So it blows up, the CT starts spamming, and he's able to take down the CT. I don't think there was anything too suspicious about that. Overall, with the exception of 2 rounds, I don't think this is suspicious enough to say these guys are definitely cheating. Though those 2 rounds were definitely a little bit strange. But it seems that multiple teams have been calling them out, not just one. So I may need to keep my eyes on them in the future to see if there's any more suspicious activity. Overall, it just feels like Counter-Strike is at a point where it's having more cheater activity at all levels. And I'm hoping that some sort of solution is found soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, have a great day.